Welcome back at 7:15. Recently, we've been hearing a lot about the neurological condition called aphasia. It was announced former talk show host Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with aphasia, and actor Bruce Willis was diagnosed in 2022. Here to shed more light on the condition is Maggie Homer, a clinical speech therapist at Touro, and Paul Barron, who is living with aphasia. Maggie and Paul, good morning to you both. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Maggie, let's start off with you. I didn't really explain what aphasia was. I just kind of mentioned two famous people who we've heard of in the last few years who've been diagnosed with this condition. But what is aphasia?
Well, they're really good examples of what aphasia is. Aphasia is an impairment in your ability to express yourself or understand others. It's usually caused by some kind of a brain disorder. Stroke is most common.
And what about injuries, falls? Could that also cause
Exactly.
aphasia?
Yes, traumatic brain injuries, non-traumatic brain injuries as well. And sometimes even people living with dementia will have some word finding and aphasia symptoms.
And you mentioned it impacts the ways in which you communicate. I guess explain that a little more if you can.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it really, who you are is the way you communicate. So it really affects the whole person. So you won't be able to maybe express your needs, your wants. Maybe you won't be able to get the word out exactly the way you want it in a conversation, which can be very frustrating.
And Paul, you are currently living with aphasia. If you don't mind me asking, when were you diagnosed?
12 years ago, I had a stroke.
And what has been living with aphasia been like?
Well,
for people who again only see these two famous examples, what is it like living with aphasia?
Well, the first thing I want to make it clear, because I'm actually in pretty good condition because I've worked hard. There are lots of people who still have lots and lots of disabilities. But the problems, I'll just describe yours, mine. It's difficult for me to come up with words. I can't write. I can't read. I have a lot of trouble with numbers. It does have an impact on my memory. Luckily, things like writing and reading, I have software that helps me to do that. But it's it's something you do live with, and a lot of problems come from that is that other people don't realize that this is simply a communication problem. They may think that I'm an idiot, which I may be anyway.
No.
But not in that clinical way.
Yeah.
And what do you want people? I know we wanted to also in our last. We only have a small amount of time to talk today, which I hate that. But we wanted to make sure people know that should you be diagnosed, should someone you know or love be diagnosed, the great news is there is support out there.
Yeah.
And you were saying it's so helpful because it's a way for you all to kind of share your experiences, but also your loved ones.
Yes, that's true. I refer to my support person as my keeper, which happens to be my wife.
And the support group's been very helpful to you all?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Paul's making. He is
Really?
the person who came up with the Aphasia Support Group, and really I think it is a testament to how far he's come in his recovery that he wants to share that with other people.
And so people at home, if they want to find out more about this support group, where can they go for information, Maggie?
They can go to touro.com/aphasia support.
Well, thank you both so much for your time this morning and shedding light on this condition. And it also wanted to let people know that you're living. This is not the end of life. You're 12 years. You've been
Thriving.
Yes,
Thriving over
that.
here. And there's lots of people with aphasia thriving out there, and we want them to come and share their story.
Yes.
Well, thank you both for your time this morning.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.